Welcome back to BMB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issues surrounding Carter Walton's difficult decision and the mounting pressure he faces from all sides in the dramatic world of fashion and family loyalties. The ultimate decision. Carter Walton finds himself at a crossroads that will define his future both professionally and personally. The once trusted legal counsel and confidant of the Forrester family now faces an ultimatum that could change everything. Ridge and Eric Forrester, feeling betrayed by Carter's corporate takeover, are demanding he return Forrester Creations to their control or face permanent exile from the company he's called home for years. The pressure isn't just coming from the Forrester patriarchs. Carter's conscience has been weighing heavily on him since orchestrating this bold move. Despite his initial justification that he was helping Hope Logan by reinstating her Hope for the Future line, the consequences have spiraled beyond his control. The guilt of betraying the family that once embraced him as their own has begun to crack his resolve. Industry insiders suggest Carter is likely to surrender to these demands, recognizing the ethical boundaries he crossed when seizing control of an international fashion powerhouse. However, the Forresters aren't simply offering forgiveness, they're demanding proof of loyalty that could force Carter to make yet another heartbreaking choice. The Forrester family's strategic counterattack. Ridge and Eric Forrester, fashion legends and business veterans, have crafted a calculated approach to reclaim their family legacy. Their strategy extends beyond simple negotiations. They're targeting Carter's conscience, reminding him of his place in their family before his betrayal. The father-son duo has been relentless in their campaign to pressure Carter, emphasizing how they had welcomed him into their inner circle, trusted him with their legal affairs, and considered him family. This emotional leverage has proven effective as Carter visibly struggles with his decisions. Their ultimatum goes beyond merely returning control of the company. Sources close to the Forresters reveal they may demand Carter terminate Hope Logan's position and discontinue her fashion line permanently as the ultimate test of loyalty. This would force Carter to choose between his professional redemption and his romantic relationship. The Forresters' approach demonstrates their business acumen. They're not just fighting for corporate control but strategically dismantling the alliance between Carter and Hope that threatened their dynasty in the first place. Daphne Rose's calculated seduction. The mysterious Daphne Rose has emerged as a pivotal player in this corporate drama, executing a mission with remarkable precision. Initially brought in by Steffi Forrester specifically to drive a wedge between Carter and Hope, Daphne has employed her considerable charms and strategic mind to fulfill this objective. Daphne's tactics have been both subtle and direct. She's masterfully played on Carter's existing guilt, reinforcing his doubts about his relationship with Hope while positioning herself as an understanding alternative. The passionate kiss that Hope witnessed through the CEO office door was merely the culmination of Daphne's weeks of careful manipulation. Fashion industry observers note how Daphne has artfully crafted situations that highlight the differences between Carter's corporate ambitions and Hope's design aspirations. When confronted by an understandably furious Hope about the kiss, Daphne remained composed, allowing Carter to defend her presence rather than retreating to Paris as Hope demanded. Daphne continues to exploit Carter's vulnerability, whispering doubts into his ear about Hope's true intentions while presenting herself as someone who understands the complex world of fashion business politics. Her influence grows stronger daily as Carter's relationship with Hope deteriorates under the weight of betrayal and misunderstanding. Hope Logan's shattered trust. Hope Logan, once the picture of optimism and loyalty, now finds herself betrayed by the man she trusted completely. Her unwavering support of Carter throughout his controversial takeover of Forrester Creations has been repaid with deception that cuts deeply into their relationship. The moment Hope glimpsed Carter and Daphne's intimate embrace through the partially open door of the CEO office marked a turning point. The confrontation that followed revealed not just Carter's infidelity but his unwillingness to choose Hope over Daphne when directly challenged. Hope's request for Daphne to return to Paris was summarily dismissed by Carter, adding insult to injury. What makes this betrayal particularly painful is that Hope genuinely believed in their partnership, both romantically and professionally. She defended Carter against her own family members, convinced their love and shared vision for fashion would triumph over obstacles. Instead, she's discovered Carter may have been using her name and reputation to justify his corporate maneuvers while harboring feelings for another woman. Fashion industry insiders report Hope has been throwing herself into her design work, creating some of her most innovative pieces while processing this emotional turmoil. The question remains whether she will fight for her relationship with Carter or recognize it as another painful chapter in her tumultuous personal history. The truth behind the corporate coup. The narrative surrounding Forrester Creations' takeover has been deliberately distorted by key players. While Steffi Forrester has successfully convinced everyone, including her hired agent Daphne, that Hope masterminded the corporate coup, the reality is quite different. Carter himself conceived and executed the takeover plan, initially presenting it to Hope as a way to resurrect her fashion line after it was unceremoniously terminated by Ridge. His legal expertise and intimate knowledge of Forrester Creations' corporate structure allowed him to identify vulnerabilities that made the takeover possible. Fashion industry analysts point out that Carter's attempt to position the takeover as primarily benefiting Hope's career was likely a way to justify his actions to himself as much as to others. His plan to reinstate Hope for the future and restore Hope to her rightful position seemed noble on the surface but failed to consider the complex family dynamics and loyalties that define the fashion house. The irony is that Carter's plan to help Hope may ultimately result in her permanent exclusion from Forrester Creations if he accepts the Forresters' rumored demand to terminate her line and position as a condition of his own professional survival. The impending fallout. As pressure mounts from all sides, Carter appears increasingly likely to capitulate to the Forresters' demands. Sources close to the situation suggest he's already acknowledged internally that seizing control of the company crossed ethical boundaries he once would have defended as the family's legal counsel. The true test will come with the conditions attached to his surrender. If Ridge and Eric demand he terminate Hope's line and end their relationship as proof of loyalty, Carter will face the ultimate choice between professional redemption and personal happiness. Meanwhile, Daphne continues her campaign to separate Carter from Hope permanently, with her influence growing as Hope's position weakens. The question remains whether Carter will recognize Daphne's manipulation before making irreversible decisions about his future. For Hope, who has weathered numerous personal and professional storms throughout her career, this betrayal may prove particularly devastating. Having supported Carter unconditionally, the discovery that he might sacrifice their relationship and her career to regain his position with the Forresters would confirm her worst fears about trusting others. Next, we will learn about the issue that's creating waves across Los Angeles, the unexpected alliance that might form between two of the most dangerous women in soap opera history. The potential for a terrifying partnership. Could the residents of Los Angeles be facing their greatest threat yet? The possibility of Sheila Carter and Luna forming an alliance sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with their individual capabilities. If these two masterminds of manipulation were to join forces, the consequences could be catastrophic for everyone in their path. Luna, recently pardoned and now free to roam the streets without restriction, possesses a cunning intellect that rivals even the most devious characters we've encountered. Her freedom marks the beginning of what could be a new chapter of chaos in the lives of our beloved characters. The judicial system's decision to pardon her has opened a Pandora's box that may prove impossible to close. Sheila Carter, long established as the Queen of Chaos and bold and beautiful, has spent years orchestrating elaborate schemes to insert herself into Finn's life and establish a relationship with her grandson Hayes. Despite her persistent efforts, that particular avenue has been firmly blocked, largely due to the vigilance of Steffi and Lee, who recognize the danger Sheila represents. The blood connection that changes everything. The revelation that Luna is actually Finn's biological child creates an explosive new dynamic. This unexpected blood connection could serve as the perfect opportunity for Sheila to forge a new path into the family that has consistently rejected her advances. The grandmother-granddaughter relationship that could develop between Sheila and Luna presents a frightening prospect for everyone involved. What makes this potential partnership particularly concerning is Luna's own troubling history. Far from being an innocent victim, Luna brings to the table her own extensive resume of criminal behavior. Her past is stained with serious offenses including murder, kidnapping, deception, and elaborate schemes that have caused immeasurable pain to those unfortunate enough to cross her path. Even in the relatively short time that viewers have been acquainted with Luna, she has demonstrated a remarkable aptitude for creating turmoil. Her actions suggest a personality that might not only match Sheila's capacity for wickedness but potentially exceed it in both creativity and execution. A new level of danger for Los Angeles. The prospect of these two formidable women combining their talents for deception creates a threat level unprecedented in the show's history. Their collaborative efforts could result in sophisticated blackmail operations, psychological manipulation campaigns, and even deadly plots against those they perceive as enemies or obstacles. Steffi and Lee, who have long stood as barriers between Sheila and the family she desperately wants to infiltrate, would likely become primary targets of this unholy alliance. Their vigilance, which has thus far been sufficient to keep Sheila at bay, may prove inadequate against the combined intelligence and ruthlessness of both Sheila and Luna working in concert. What makes this potential partnership particularly dangerous is the possibility that Luna might be the first person to truly understand Sheila on a fundamental level. This deep connection could amplify their destructive capabilities, as they would be able to anticipate each other's thoughts and complement each other's strategies with frightening efficiency. The mentor and the protege. Should Sheila take Luna under her wing, we might witness the development of a mentor-protege relationship built on a foundation of deception and destruction. Sheila could impart her decades of experience in villainy, teaching Luna refined techniques of manipulation that have been perfected through years of practice. However, the student might eventually surpass the teacher. Luna's natural talents for deception, combined with Sheila's tutelage, could create a monster even Sheila herself might come to fear. The power dynamic between these two strong-willed women would inevitably shift and evolve, potentially leading to conflicts that could be as destructive as their cooperation. The question that keeps fans on the edge of their seats is whether Luna would be content to follow Sheila's lead, or if her ambition would drive her to outsmart her grandmother and establish herself as the dominant force in their partnership. Either scenario promises dramatic developments that would keep viewers glued to their screens. No safe haven remains. If this grandmother-granddaughter duo does indeed form, there would effectively be no safe haven left in town. Their combined knowledge of the community's secrets, weaknesses, and pressure points would give them unprecedented leverage over virtually everyone in Los Angeles. The psychological warfare they could wage would be devastating, as they could attack from multiple angles simultaneously, leaving their victims disoriented and vulnerable. Their ability to anticipate countermeasures and adapt their strategies would make them nearly impossible to outmaneuver. As we continue to follow this potentially explosive storyline, one thing becomes increasingly clear: the landscape of Bold and Beautiful may be forever altered by the unholy alliance of these two remarkably dangerous women. The residents of Los Angeles have faced numerous threats over the years, but none quite as formidable as what Sheila and Luna could become together. Next, We will learn about the dramatic developments surrounding Luna Nozawa and the unexpected twists that have left fans buzzing with excitement and speculation. The bold and beautiful landscape has been dramatically altered by recent events that have sent shockwaves through the fictional Los Angeles community. A potential alliance between Sheila Carter-Sharp and Poppy Nozawa looms on the horizon, threatening to unleash a new wave of chaos across the canvas. This unexpected partnership stems from their shared connection to John Finn Finnegan and mutual animosity toward Lee Finnegan, whose recent aggressive confrontation with Poppy has created ripples throughout the character dynamics. Deacon Sharp finds himself in a precarious position, caught between his profound love for his wife Sheila and his instinctive defense of Poppy Nozawa. Despite their seemingly stable marriage built on mutual affection and understanding, Sheila's empathetic stance toward Poppy, rooted in their shared connection to Finn, has created tension in their relationship. Sheila's complex maternal instincts, though often expressed through questionable means, remain a driving force in her character development, pushing her to form unexpected alliances when she perceives a shared injustice. The circulation of Lee's confrontation with Poppy represents a pivotal moment in the narrative, serving as a catalyst for future storylines. This incident will inevitably reach Sheila's attention, igniting her protective instincts and historical resentment toward Lee, Finn's adoptive mother. The complicated family dynamics surrounding Finn continue to provide rich storytelling opportunities, with multiple maternal figures vying for position and influence in his life. In the world of Los Angeles's elite, financial status creates distinct social hierarchies that influence character interactions and power dynamics. Bill Spencer's billionaire status affords him extraordinary privileges and influence that even wealthy Forrester family members cannot match. The narrative's linguistic evolution reflects real-world wealth disparities, with millionaires, once considered the pinnacle of financial success, now overshadowed by billionaires in both status and narrative importance. This subtle shift in language mirrors contemporary social commentary on wealth concentration and power imbalances. Deputy Chief Bradley Baker's interrupted lunch scene provided a moment of levity amidst the intense drama. As he prepared to enjoy what appeared to be a delicious Italian sausage or hot dog garnished with relish at his desk, Steffi's urgent call disrupted his brief respite. This humanizing moment for the law enforcement officer contrasted sharply with the high-stakes confrontation that followed, demonstrating the show's ability to balance tension with relatable moments of everyday life. The Forrester family's extensive history with law enforcement has established deep connections within the Los Angeles Police Department. Steffi's immediate access to Deputy Chief Baker through her saved contacts list exemplifies these long-standing relationships, built through decades of criminal investigations involving the fashion dynasty. Her marriage to Finn has further complicated these connections, unwillingly linking her to Sheila Carter's notorious criminal history and creating an unwanted family connection to one of the show's most enduring villains. The dramatic scene of Luna being handcuffed while tears streamed down her face created powerful emotional tension, only to be subverted by the unexpected intervention from higher-ups influenced by Bill Spencer. This moment illustrated the show's recurring theme of justice being malleable for those with wealth and connections, raising questions about privilege and accountability within the narrative world. Bill's ability to call in favors demonstrates the invisible power networks that operate behind the scenes in this fictional version of Los Angeles. When Luna Nozawa found herself facing imminent return to prison, her newly revealed father John Finn Finnegan appeared unwilling to intervene on her behalf. Despite her desperate pleas, Finn maintained his position, perhaps struggling with his own complicated feelings about this recently discovered daughter and her troubling actions. The revelation of their biological connection has added layers of complexity to both characters, forcing them to navigate unfamiliar emotional territory while under intense scrutiny from others. Bill Spencer's calm, supportive presence beside Luna during this confrontation spoke volumes about his evolving character and unexpected protective instincts toward her. His composed demeanor contrasted sharply with the emotional reactions of others present, suggesting a strategic mind at work rather than purely emotional responses. This positioning established Bill as Luna's primary champion, creating an intriguing dynamic between the seasoned billionaire and the young woman at the center of the controversy. Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes presented a united front in support of their daughter Steffi's determined efforts to see Luna return to prison. Their parental solidarity demonstrated the enduring strength of their connection despite their complicated romantic history. Taylor's psychological expertise and Ridge's business acumen combined to create a formidable opposition to Luna's freedom, highlighting the show's theme of family loyalty transcending personal differences. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's absolute certainty that her call to Deputy Chief Baker would result in Luna's immediate return to incarceration revealed her confidence in both her social standing and the justice system's responsiveness to her family's concerns. Her determination to see her attempted killer face consequences demonstrated her unwavering sense of justice and self-preservation, traits that have defined her character throughout numerous challenges and confrontations. The unexpected pardon that secured Luna's freedom created a dramatic reversal that subverted audience expectations and character assumptions alike. This plot twist, reminiscent of the classic comedic surprise reactions of Gomer Pyle, injected an element of unpredictability into the storyline while establishing a new status quo.